What's going on, YouTube? Thank you for tuning into this week's video. For those of you that have already been supporting me, I really appreciate you. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, thank you for being here. Please go ahead and subscribe if you like this content. My intent with all of these videos is to really help all of us grow. I am going to be sharing experiences and ideas and mindsets that I've learned in my own personal development and my personal growth with all of you, in hopes that it impacts you all in a positive way. Today I'm going to be discussing a really impactful mindset that has helped me find some peace when moving through challenges and obstacles or moving towards some level of growth. The concept I'm going to be discussing is ensuring that your faith is greater than your fear. When I talk about faith, I don't mean in a religious sense. If you are religious, that is good. You can compound that faith and really utilize your belief in God and in your religion to really drive that faith forward. But when I talk about faith, I am more discussing the idea of spiritual belief. Faith, to me, and what I've learned thus far through my own personal development and growth, is believing in the not yet seen, believing in the unknown, believing in yourself, and believing that I believe in a universal power. So believing that the universe always has its best interest, your best interest, at heart. Faith is believing that everything that is happening in your life is working out in a way to better you. And sometimes that can be really hard to believe. But there's a quote I heard, and I think it was maybe mentioned on Oprah, but life happens for you. And faith is believing that to be true. Faith is the empowerment of stepping out of your comfort zone and believing that whatever you are working towards achieving is going to work out in your favor. Faith is pushing yourself to that next level of growth, whether it be in your professional life or in your personal life. The idea seems a little simple, but in practice it can be very difficult. We are logical beings, so what we don't see doesn't exist for most of us. So faith is believing that the outcome of this challenge in your life is in your best interest. Fear, obviously, we all know what fear is. I think it's a very basic human emotion, and most of us get caught up in it, and sometimes we end up believing that to be our default. Fear is the emotion that can very easily hold us back from pursuing the life that we want, pursuing the life that we deserve. Fear, in the simplistic form of the word, is scared. And how many of us have felt scared in life? I would say you're lying if you said you've never been afraid. And fear doesn't mean, when I think of fear, it should mean, in my mind, it should mean when you're in danger. Something that is threatening to your life can cause fear. But in today's world, where we are very comfortable, where we're not really fighting for survival anymore, we have all the food. For many of us fortunate, we have all the food, the water, the shelter. We have everything that we need to survive. We are not in the wild trying to survive in negative degrees, afraid of starvation or freezing. Those days are well beyond us as a civilized society. So fear now, most of fear experienced today is mind-made. We think so much with our it's a beautiful reality that we are conscious beings, but sometimes our mind can get in the way of our life. We think ourselves into these fear traps, and we stop ourselves from pursuing things that may be really something that we want to do, something that brings us immense amounts of joy, because we're afraid of putting ourselves out there. I've had a few experiences of putting my own art out there, and it's terrifying. I designed this sweater for my fire department. I designed my t-shirts for my firefighter academy class, and that was when I designed them for my firefighter, or for my academy class. That was my first time ever putting my art out there, and it was terrifying. It was terrifying. So I did the extra work to make sure that it came to fruition in the best possible way. But in that case, I give that example, and even this one, because that's where I put my faith. I had stronger faith than I did fear. It enabled me and it empowered me to act out of courage. And that's what inevitably allowed me to put my art out there. It was accepted by my class. And even a lot of the instructors said this was the best class that they ever had. This design that I made for my call department was one of the first designs ever made, and it was accepted with open arms into being embraced by the whole call side of the department. So I want to give a couple of these examples. These are small examples of putting yourself out there, but this concept can reach to all different levels and all different forms of your own life. Applying for a new job. It's scary putting yourself out there nowadays. Job security is everything. You hear all of these shutdowns and layoffs and everything happening in society right now, and it's terrifying. We're just grateful to have a job. But there might be a job out there that is really calling your name. And if fear is going to hold you in your current position, and maybe that position is not fulfilling for you, acting out of fear is going to hold you back. Because the potential or the possibility is just an arm's reach and a little bit of courage away. Faith and courage go hand in hand, whereas fear and comfort also go hand in hand. Courage and faith are uncomfortable for many of us. It's really uncomfortable to step out of your comfort zone, to pursue something in the unknown, to pursue an untaken path. When we have to pave our own path, we have no one to guide us. And that's terrifying. We don't know what's going to be around that next bend or that corner. So that's where faith comes in. We have to believe that around that next bend or that next chapter in our life, that it's going to work in our best interest. Not taking that path keeps us stuck in the life that we are currently living. And for some of us, I'm not saying don't accept where you're at. If you are happy in your life and you're content and you're fulfilled, then bless you. Because honestly, not many of us can say that. I am one that loves to grow. I want to learn. I want to experience all life has to offer. But I'm not going to be able to do that with fear. I want to pursue new things. I'm teaching myself piano and guitar. I did not grow up in a family that played instruments. So this is very uncomfortable for me. I'm using an app, but there are other people that have teachers. There's different ways to learn, but I am trying to forge a new path for myself and for my family. I would love to pass down to my daughter the skill of playing an instrument, but it takes me having faith that I can do it and the courage to actually follow through. And it's very uncomfortable when I'm trying to learn and I'm messing up constantly, or failing, as you can say. Faith and courage doesn't mean you're not going to fall. It doesn't mean you're not going to get hurt. It doesn't mean you're not going to fail. It just means that you are going to pursue the best possible life that you can for yourself and for your family. Fear holds us back. It holds us in a dark place where, in my last video, I talked about Brené Brown's book. It keeps us in the realm of what will people say, what will people think. I'm not going to do anything to stir the pot or to shake things up. I'm not going to change. I am who I am. Everyone is comfortable with that. Everyone accepts me for where I'm at right now. And I'm going to stay right where I'm at because it's too uncomfortable to think otherwise. To some, maybe that is a life worth living. But for me, stepping out of comfort, easing into the discomfort, embracing that discomfort and pursuing greatness feels a lot better for my soul than sitting stagnant and afraid. So all in all, in this video, I wanted to hopefully get many of you that are watching on board with this idea. And if you're in a place in your life where you're pursuing something uncomfortable, or if you're thinking about pursuing something uncomfortable, think about this ideology, think about this new mindset, faith greater than fear. And try to embrace that faith. Try to build that courage within yourself and take that step into the discomfort. I am cheering for you, and I hope all of you have the courage and the faith to achieve your wildest dreams. It takes one step into discomfort to make it happen. So thank you all for tuning in. And again, thank you for the subscribers that I already have. I truly appreciate all of your support. And if you're new to tuning into my channel, please subscribe. I'm really enjoying making these videos. It is a way for me to step out of my own comfort zone and have faith that they are going to impact somebody's life. So if you can help me on my journey, I would truly appreciate it. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and have a safe and wonderful rest of your day.